Aquarius, welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Eccentric RockStar'Seed, and I have another message for you. Keep in mind, take what resonates, leave what does not. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. So Aquarius, you have the energy of, I feel like some of you are disc jockeys or radio personalities, but you have the energy to master a craft. I see Pirates Alley. I see Internet Frenzy. Like, your way, your innovative nature is having people not, you know how in some instances somebody can say something and it'll have somebody scratching their head, but in your case you have somebody like rubbing their temples because they, whatever you said marinated into that, you know, into their intellect. It stimulated their intellect. You know, they're learning things from you, and they never, and it's the simplest things, but they've never learned it from that perspective. I'll give you, you could have birthed a new baby or have a new product, and it's an internet frenzy. It's something like everybody's going crazy. I get the demonstration, like how to describe it, is the energy of stability. You have the energy of celebration. Like your approach was not tolerated before, so people were confused as to who or what you were. This could be past tense, present, or future. You know, a lot of people had heightened nerves on account of your energy or something. They just didn't know how to take you because you think outside the box. You know, you free your mind. You free other people's mind. It's like you're everybody's get out of jail free card. And what that means is you let people be themselves. You know, you're not no manipulative person. You're very real. And I see I have immunization shots written down here. So what I feel like what that means is whatever you have to say or how in the manner that you're teaching something it's like an immunization shot for life. And it helps with the heightened nerves that people have, not just for you, but just for life. I hear you, the mother gusto, the mother of gusto, mother to baby gusto, or little gusto. Gotcha. All right, Aquarius, what about you? What's so unique about you? I see somebody's drinking tea, a green tea or a yellow tea. Shuffling for my Aquarians. Spirit of the home. Celestial union. Green goddess. If you like to smoke, that could be significant. Renaissance. I just feel like you're a natural performer. That's what I feel like. But I also feel like people don't really get the full picture of you or get the best of you in a lot of cases. They get you have a lot of generosity, but people don't get the best from you in a lot of instances. Like, they get, like, if there's a particular scenario, for example, like if you telling somebody, hey, instead of doing it this way, do it that way, kind of thing, and you'll have them looking at you like, well, damn, I never thought about it that way. That actually makes a lot of sense. And your generosity is like your key to the Jenna. It could be like that. It could feel like that. Why don't people want to be down with you, Green Goddess? Because they don't know how to penetrate you. And look what's on the bottom. My Aquarius baby right here. Okay, that's Bessie Coleman, first African and woman female pilot. I also get Kevin Gates, How I Do It. You know, is some of the lyrics is, you are what you do, not what you say you'll do, right? And it's the lyrics of that song. I don't have rights to it, but that song, switch my swag, pants on sag, pockets full of bands. So it's like Kevin Gates is a Muslim, okay, but he's also from New Orleans, but he's also an Aquarius. I think he is an Aquarius. Okay, this is our year. I hear that too. And I saw a clipping of him. He had an interview with DJ Academics, and he's talking about, it's titled, "He'll Allow Another Man to smash his girl as long as she tapes it and shows it. And the key points in what he was saying there is, I don't have to be jealous of anything that I already have. You know what I mean? So if his girl, if he was attracted to somebody and he said I would want to like have sex with them or something like that, he said at the end of the day it's just sex. And at the and then the DJ Academics reversed the question and said, well, what about if it was your woman? He said, okay, so what? I don't change the rules because it's her. You know, if she likes somebody, cool. But at the end of the day, he said, I don't go around comparing my dick size to nobody else because I already know how generous I am. Okay? And he was like, my relationship with my woman is on a way deeper level than just sex. So it wouldn't be about anything. I don't like he don't need constant reassurance. That's what I'm getting from him. He exudes a lot of self-confidence. I don't think he was like full of shit. Nobody thinks Kevin Gates is full of shit, and I don't think he is neither. I feel like he is a teacher. Like I said, internet frenzy. He has a tendency of saying a lot of things that gets that internet going ballistic. And his point was, I'm saying the things a lot of people thinking anyway. I'm gonna say what you want to say, but most people are afraid to say that. And when I split the deck, you got my spiritual card, celestial mountains, like an eternal student. It goes back. I think that speaks to his faith. Okay. And now he is not just a Muslim. He used to like Malcolm X. Like I said in another reading about Malcolm X. Like he went from Reds to Malcolm Shabazz. You know, Malcolm X Shabazz. So he's just as famous for being on the thug side of life as he is as being a Muslim person, a Muslim brother. And that's what I get from switch my swag, pants on sag, pockets full of bands. So he said he did business in an illegal act about cocaine distribution. That's how he did it. That's how he went from being a plug to the socket. That's you, Aquarian. Okay, I'm using like it's a reason why I waited to do your reading, and then that piece of that song popped in my head, and that interview, came across my YouTube feed. So it's like what you're teaching people. Some people are taught how to learn themselves, from a new perspective. You're teaching people how to be serene and secure in their own skin. So when I look at the Green Goddess, she's fertile, she's abundant, she's practical, she's grounded. This is like a Queen of Pentacles in this deck. And Spirit of the Home is like go within, like get in touch with yourself. Maybe love yourself a little bit more, a little bit different, maybe in a different way. And I see the birds in this picture is like representation, is like the 6 articles of faith. It represents the 6 articles of faith to me. So what are the 6 articles of faith? You have God. You have his angels who he sent down to deliver the message to the messenger. Excuse me. You have the holy books. You have divine preordainment. That's 5. That's not 6. Divine preordainment would be the 6th one, but it goes in order where you have the Most High who sends down the message through the angels. The angels then tell the messengers of God. So your messengers of God would be Jesus, Muhammad, Adam, anybody like that, Noah. I'm going out of order, but you get what I'm saying. And then you have your holy books after that, the angels, I said the angels, and divine preordainment. I'm skipping something. It'll come back to me because I got too many thoughts running through my head right now. Oh yeah. Anytime you have like a brain, something goes blank in your mind, say A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim. There's something real eccentric about people who practice Islam, or just people who are public figures. It's just something I noticed about public leaders or mass communicators who are teaching Islam. in a nutshell, and it's something real different and eccentric about them. Like, it's different from the Christian leaders or Jewish leaders. Like, they have a different flair about them. Okay? Like, you do hear me speak a lot about religion in the mix, but that's because who I would rely on to confirm intuitive messages would be the Most High, because everything stops and starts with Him. That makes the most common sense to me. Let's shuffle for Aquarius. I feel like more and more people are drawn to again with the eternal student. More and more people are drawn to religious leaders. They may start with people like public figures like Kevin Gates. And they look at you look at other, and it just links to other Islamic leaders, people who teach it or embrace Islam, regardless of where they came from. And it's something is drawn, it has a way of, it puts things into new perspective. So that's what I feel like a lot of the energy I'm picking up on about you is patience. It's about God. It's about being secure in yourself, where you can surrender and be submissive to God and not man. That's what I get from it. But some of you do have new children, or you got a new project coming out, and that something about that project and that baby is spiritual, and it's putting a different spin on how you articulate your messages or what you stand for, even if you're not a Muslim. But I think so much of this has to do with being authentic and being eccentric and being truthful and being real. Like, don't talk about what you don't have. Don't people who really have a lot of money. This is like abundance right here with the rabbit right here. Like, there are people who perpetrate, and there are people who really talk about what they have. Like, this is a moment of truth. Let me see. Let me see what the cards say. Let me see what these cards say. I feel like some of you are going to become notorious and famous because you're saying things that are given a wow factor. Like, I didn't know you could mix two things that normally don't collide, and they don't live in the same world. Like, talking about God, a lot of people who lack a lot of knowledge or just narrow-minded don't think you can be religious and give counsel using illustration cards. Where does the two mix? Where don't they mix? Lovers. What I say about authenticity, being true to yourself. This is more than just being around people who you connect with or may sleep with or bond with on a soul level. But at the same time, this is authenticity. Something about you have a different perspective, and it's teaching and inspiring people to live in their truth. Like I said what I said. And that's what's on the bottom of it. You're a work in progress. Three of Pentacles is a collaboration, but it's also a work in progress. I feel like you stopped with the manipulative acts. You stop calling on deities and start calling on the Most High. Yeah, now your life is more happy and harmonious. What else? What you do in the dark comes out in the light. What did Kevin Gates say in that song? Is not, you are what you do, not what you say you do. Yeah, let's get it. Let's get into it. Now it's starting to come together now. It wasn't about the fact that he would let somebody disrespect his wife or disrespect him about his wife. He said, I don't want what don't nobody else want. What's the attraction in that? You feel what I'm saying? Now people are starting to see the appeal in what you're saying, Aquarius, or what you all about, what you're notorious for being. Okay? This is somebody's Lilith sign. This is somebody's inner bitch. You are somebody's inner bitch. You know what I mean? You somebody's backbone. You somebody's warrior, somebody's fighter. Like you stand up for a lot of people. Real wands. And in the upright, it's about patience and virtue. And it came out in reverse. Like I said, you're still a work in progress. I saw that Three of Pentacles on the bottom. Okay? You're very accustomed to the quick results, the fast life, or something like that. Now you gotta switch your swag. You know, where you used to get that green paper, and what you used to make in an hour, you barely cover it in a year. You made that transformation with the Devil card. 80 grand is significant, so you could have made that in an hour. Sadness and regret. You didn't like what came along with it, though. It's all in what comes with it. What comes with the territory of being a low vibrational high priest versus a high vibrational high priest. Well, the difference is a low vibrational one is you're calling on entities. A higher vibrational one is you're calling on your master. You know, you surrender. So tell me more about the Three of Wands in reverse. Nine of Swords. Yeah, you used to things coming to you quick, and you like this praying thing. For some of you, for a lot of you, where I see this message going, for some of you, praying and then waiting is going to take some getting used to. When you used to just go out there and just make stuff happen, and it just comes to you instantly like that. It's a progress. It's a process. But with this green goddess and the spirit of the home and the Renaissance, I feel like you may have found a partner through all of this, or you were switched out your partner. You got a new partner with this when you put these two together. Because in this picture right here, it's a couple. It's a man and a woman. Just like this is a man and a woman. Somebody who is compatible or more conducive to where you're going spiritually. You dumped the shit out somebody, and things are harder now because you used to things like that could have been like your bottom bitch, you know, somebody who get things done, who help you get things done, and you had to leave off of that to focus on your authenticity or you're facing your, what's that, the Ace of Pentacles? Yeah, you're facing your higher self, your higher north, your north node is what I'm trying to say. I don't know if some of you have your north node is in Aquarius, but I know a lot of, for the energy this is, your Lilith is definitely Aquarius. That's your darker side. You know, how you know, your inner bitch, how you get things done when it's time for war. It's like somebody studying a lot of hadiths. Somebody's studying a lot of hadiths right now about how the prophets and the Sahabas and people back in those days, how did they war? That's the difference. Like, you could be coming from one religion to the next, and that's the difference is you're not turning the other cheek, you fighting back. And so much of Islam talks about them warring with other people because people bucked up against, well, they buck up against all the messengers, but so much of it they bucked up against Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam so hard that they had to go fight. They had to. Like his uncle Hamza was telling them, we have to fight. They're not going to stop until we hit them back. How are you going to establish your message if we don't hit them back? It's going to be harder. So they did. They ended up having to fight a lot. So you Aquarius, how does this connect to you with the energy being internet frenzy? You know, you're innovative. Like you're making something like your baby. Like if something's going to become like second nature to you. It's like a baby at first has to learn how to walk. They struggle, they wobble at first, and then they get good at it. Their legs get stronger. That's how you're going to be. And that's going to be like the key to your genus. And that's what I get from this. It's like your key to your genus. Like you're going to become such a mastermind about it. It's going to become like second nature to you. And that's where a lot of your abundance is coming in through your faith. So this trial that you're walking through right now may feel like a calamity because you're not accustomed to it. It's different, very different than what you know. You know, it's helping with feelings of sadness. You know, a lot of what you did in the dark, you know, it comes to the surface. You might even dream about things. Like if you see the picture has a light on her, even though she's sad, you know, that's what it, when you go through trials, he don't always answer right away. He lets you go through that trial because what you keep doing when you're in these feelings of emotions, crying over regret and remorse and all that kind of stuff, you keep calling him. You keep calling him, and he wants to hear that he likes to hear that you keep calling on him. So it could take a year, it could take 2 years, it could take 3 years, 3 weeks, 3 months. Significance, because I saw 3 threes, you know, 3 of cups, 3 of wands, 3 of pentacles was on the bottom at one point, and now judgment is on the bottom. You know, you're using your discernment. Like I'm going to have to push. This is not going to be easy. I'm going to have to fight. I'm going to have to fight. I'm going to have to do things. Everything is drastically different, and it calls for me to have to fight. So many people sometimes hide behind Islam just for protection. But if you're true to it, you do fight. Not like a terrorist, but you do have to stand your ground. You are going to be called to prove your beliefs. Prove it. But A.R.A.B. and that song with Kevin Gates, How I Do It. How do I do it? Ironically, what they're talking about is their Jahiliyyah ways, but they're both Muslim. Seven of Cups. You have to give up a lot of ways, toxic habits. Okay? This is a work in progress. This is you being known for one thing, and you're getting strong about it. Strong about other things. Now see, the devil card is about contracts. But it also has a lot to do with what you did in the dark with the moon card. Which doesn't matter at this point if you're transitioning into something better, because it's like a clean slate when you transition into that kind of thing better. But you realize now, it's like at first, to be honest, you could have been delusional and thinking that I could just hide behind this because so many people are notorious for doing that, and it'll just revamp my career or my faith. It just makes me look better. But you are called this. You can't enter into Islam without being real. Okay? Now, Islam can be metaphoric for what's real for you, or what's the reality for you, or I'm really talking about somebody converting to Islam and that they realize you're gonna have to work. It's like what was once a trick of the shaitan, you know, an illusion. Now you tricked yourself, and this is God playing using the devil to get you to put the work in. You know, he knows your heart, so he's using the devil to put the work in, for you to put the work in to revamp yourself and make yourself a more authentic version of yourself, somebody who's more true, somebody who's better. So you're not binded to any like illegal contracts or anything like that. No more. And that could be another reason why this green goddess is here. So much more abundance is about to come your way, but you're going to work for it. No, it's not going to be like fast. You're not going to like impatient, tyranny, arrogant, you know, pompous, short-tempered, quick to fly off the deep end with the three of wands in reverse and the Knight of Swords. And this deck is called Tarot of the Night. Tarot de la Louise. Kevin Gates is from New Orleans. New Orleans is French. That's why I got my New Orleans deck. 2. This isn't really about him directly, but he's being used as an example of what it means to be true to yourself. even when it's eccentric, even when it's like something off the wall, like the title of that video is talking about him allowing another man to touch his wife or touch his girl. You have the Eight of Cups. It's like you've been through so much. Okay. You got the Six of Pentacles. You know, it's like another way of interpreting the Six of Pentacles is it's easy when you was making 80 grand in an hour. Because that number was significant. I wrote it down. You know, this is our year. This is about the trump your highest, your peak points of what was abundant for you once upon a time. This is about to trump that. And this Eight of Cups is like you put so much into accumulating all that you did, and now when you transition, when you start something brand new, when you transition into something brand new, it starts off slow and steady. You know, you're not used to that. You go through the motions about it. You know, and having to walk away from what's easier, like what you did to make that 80 grand in an hour. You know what I mean? It's different now. So another way to interpret the Six of Pentacles is saying it's easier to be the giver than to be the receiver. You know, you're struggling with the surrendering part of what you're doing. Somebody came off of a long and extensive, it's been a long time. They spent a lot of their life being an addict, a drug addict, or a sex addict, or in a bad marriage, to where now they're more true to themselves and they're struggling. It just comes with starting over. You know yourself to be one way. It's very easy to revert back to that. You build in everything, all of that. You know, you build in a more steady foundation where, see, this house is built off the ground, so it don't flood. You don't catch floods or nothing like that. It's probably more secure up at the top. It takes time. You know, you gotta have patience. This is a message about having patience through your trials and tribulations. And I didn't correct myself about the Six Chronicles of Fate. Let me write it down. Hold on a second. Let me write it down. I want to say sabr, patience. It's not that, though. It's not that. I don't know why my mind is. The devil's busy right now. I will do below him and that shit kind of regime. Okay, let's go. What else? The Ace of Pentacles again, in another deck. Okay, it's an opportunity. That's God giving you a second chance to build the same abundance, but His way. You gotta do it His way. You might relate to, you know, that gusto of being you're the new virgin now. You know, you're the new virgin. So gently, what you're learning now is a gentle appreciation and deeply penetrating, meaning it's a sapiosexual thing. It's a highly intellectual thing. It deeply penetrates your mind. That could be relatable to you. Well, what's that? Five of Swords. I don't know It just seems like you're arguing with yourself. You're battling and conflicting with yourself. You know, it could be gens dying hard. Okay, because that's a double-ended sword is a 5 of swords. You're learning that too. That's a lot of lessons coming out right here with patience and a double-ended sword. You can't be quick to fly off again with that short temper. You can't be quick to fly off the deep end. Okay, you gotta guard your tongue or bite your tongue until it bleeds. That's significant. What else? Sometimes God uses us, 10 of Wands, burdens. Why do you feel burdened? Page of Cups. This new start is financially hard, but it's spiritually hard because I have weak spiritual muscles. People can say that people have their own way of saying that part with the weak spiritual muscles. Like when you have weak spiritual muscles, it's easy to revert back into old habits. But the Page of Cups is like, continue to say your do-wise. Like, keep saying your prayers. Okay? For every bad thought, negative thought you have that inspire you to want to say something negative, you know, irons are very real. Y'all watch what you say. That's a lesson. God likes to hear you keep coming back. Keep coming back and back and back. Like, and back again. 4 of Pentacles. You know, you get that stinginess out your chest. You're going to learn to share. Learn to share more and be more generous. There's a lot of characteristic traits that are dying hard with this 10 of Wands. These different wands could be represented as different habits that need to change. Okay, right now you got 4, 5 different things going on right here that are, I can see why when you're going through it, for somebody who came out at the other side of the rainbow with the trials and the revamping and building your spirituality up and your, that which is really that friendship with the Most High and being your most authentic self or being just truthful all the way around the board, even when it's against yourself. Like, don't be a liar. Okay? Lying is hypocritical, it's cowardice. You don't have to lie to kick it with anybody. But now that I'm looking at the cards, like these different things, for somebody who's fresh and new is easy. You see why so many people don't go through with it, and it makes them look phony. So it's a double whammy. Like the burdens are real. It's like once you start, you can't go back. Because you can't go back to who you once was. A, you got a clean slate to go this way. B, what are you going back to? You had to move away from, there's no good in what you're moving from. That's why you're going this way. That's why you're called to go this way. It's hard. It's designed to be hard. All the messengers went through major calamities. You know what I mean? And we're no exception to the rule. Somebody's trying to learn their prayers and they struggling. Look at that. The strength is here. Possession. You don't want nothing, you don't need nothing else taking possession over you. You know, when you cuss and lose your temper, you become vulnerable and susceptible to attachments. Most people are. But the strength is about having the worst time ever and still persevering through it, no matter what. It's like you in a city where so much is going on, wherever your major city is, or you're in a space where it's not low key at all. It's very happening, very festive, very party like, very, I don't know. It's just a lot going on. 3 of Pentacles again. You're mastering your craft. This is about working on yourself. You know, really putting the work in. You had a 3. Wait till you get to the 8. When that hustle is like, I've been hustling for a long time now, my lungs ain't short about it no more, I could do this. You know, you get confident. It's coming. It's just, it takes a while. Like, you have to keep, consistency is key with this kind of thing. It gets easier, and it's about making it your second nature to make it your baby, so you can reestablish your abundance. And while you have that abundance, you're no longer collecting sins anymore. You're collecting blessings. Makes sense. And that's your key to the genus. But you got to go inside. You got to repair your spirit to do it. And on the bottom, that's a transformation. I told you it's in reverse too. There's no going back. And underneath that is the Hermit, fast. Underneath that is the Queen of Wands, receptive energy, feminine receptive energy, and fight. It's a warrior. She's a warrior. She stands her ground. Okay. So it's a work in progress. I feel like I should stop right here. I don't have to stop, but I feel like I should stop. And I'm going to post the 6 articles of faith because I think I chopped it up in the beginning. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time.